This seemingly simple double pendulum model is actually far from simple. If analyzed only with Newtonian mechanics, you could fill pages and still struggle to determine the forces acting on the two balls. Because Newtonian mechanics is better suited for simple systems, such as a single pendulum or free fall. But when facing complex systems like the double pendulum, the analysis becomes extremely tedious. Newtonian mechanics focuses on relationships between displacement, velocity, acceleration, and force, often requiring fictitious forces to maintain logical consistency. In a double pendulum, both masses are moving, forces continuously change, and the system is highly sensitive to initial conditions. Even tiny differences produce completely different trajectories. If you attempt to analyze every force, the calculations quickly become overwhelming. To overcome this difficulty, Lagrange introduced a fundamentally different approach. Instead of tracking forces step by step, consider all possible paths the system can take, then identify the path where the action is extremized. This is the principle of least action. The idea originates from Fermat's principle. Light always follows the path of least time. Like in a vacuum, light travels only in straight lines. This is the shortest path. In plane reflection, the angle of reflection is equal to the angle of incidence, because light always takes the shortest time. When light enters a medium, its speed decreases. As a result, light travels as little as possible inside the medium. Therefore, the angle of refraction is smaller than the angle of incidence, allowing light to minimize its travel time along the path. Lagrange extended this concept to mechanics by describing motion through energy. We know energy divides into potential energy and kinetic energy. Different paths represent different energy trade-offs. Their difference, L equals kinetic energy minus potential energy, is called the Lagrangian. Now we list all the Lagrangians associated with a stone's possible paths of motion. As the stone moves from point A to point B, there may be countless possible trajectories. If we analyze this using Newtonian mechanics, many fictitious forces must be introduced. Yet these fictitious forces perform no work. The more fictitious forces we add, the more complicated the calculations become. Following the principle of not multiplying entities unnecessarily, Lagrangian mechanics avoids this complex and tedious force analysis. To derive the equations of motion, list all possible paths and select the one minimizing action. This avoids complex force analysis. Newtonian mechanics uses three-dimensional coordinates. Lagrangian mechanics uses generalized coordinates, where dimensions are replaced by degrees of freedom. In the single pendulum problem, there is only one degree of freedom. This degree of freedom is the angle between the pendulum string and the vertical direction. Even for the double pendulum, there are only 2 degrees of freedom, so a two-dimensional coordinate system is enough. Instead of describing forces at every instant, we analyze motion globally. This dramatically simplifies the treatment of complex systems. The essence of Lagrangian mechanics: understanding motion through energy, not forces. In quantum mechanics, particle trajectories are inherently uncertain. Newtonian force analysis becomes inadequate, but the Lagrangian framework remains valid. Therefore, Lagrangian mechanics applies to both classical and quantum physics. It is often more elegant and more powerful than Newtonian mechanics.